Welcome back to Slingshot Disc Golf. I'm Coach T. Today I'm going to tell you how to slingshot a disc effortlessly like the pros. Real quick before we start, the Gannon Burr putting program is now available. 16 lessons, 35 plus minutes of footage, step by step, that teaches you to putt like a pro. You might think this information is out there. It is not presented in order like this. Gannon does a phenomenal job and people are getting results already. I literally got a before and after just from editing the footage. Also, the putting program comes along with 6 free lessons from the Backhand Form training program brought to you by Drew Gibson and myself that teaches you to throw like the tour players. So I just saw my first Pro Tour event in Portland. This is the first time in 5 years that I've seen the pros throw live. Except for my student Cola and another student Dylan that were both playing in this tournament, none of the pros armed the disc. And Cola's a pro playing in the tournament. He'll tell you he doesn't arm the disc. The pros use their body to sling their arm, and they use rotation to do it. Pros do not use standstills for power because the X step is a part of the effortlessness. Pros do not elbow down a door. They do not restrict their rotation. All the things that you're taught on YouTube are encouraging you to throw as hard as you possibly can, which does not translate to the course. The thing that separates the pros is their effortlessness, and it's because they sling the disc. So I want you to create a pocket. You got your disc, you got your arm up, you got your elbow up. Keep that disc down at an angle a little bit so you can keep the elbow up. Now I want you to take your arm, slowly move it in until you feel a stretch in your back. For me, I get it right there. Hold that stretch, get in a low athletic position. I want you to reach out away from the body and maintain that stretch the whole time. And then I want you to bring it back in, bend your elbow away from your body, creating that pocket while maintaining that same stretch when you get back. When you sling it out, the unstretch will happen. Find the stretch. Okay, I found it. Stretch, still stretched, unstretch. That is how I sling a disc every single time. Now we're gonna talk about arming the disc, restricting rotation, and why that will destroy your form and make you appear to be trying extremely hard when you throw, which is gonna make it to where it does not translate to the disc golf course whatsoever. So I want you to create that stretch again. So what I want you to do is just elbow. As you do that, feel how that stretch leaves. As you pull towards the right pec, now you start to feel it in your shoulder and you lose that stretch. That's why when you watch pro form footage and it gets here, you see those rotational frames from here to here, then it goes out. That stretch is being maintained through rotation. That's how you get the effortless sling effect. If you do not rotate, if you restrict your rotation, you will only have try hard distance, you will never have the sling effect, you will never throw like a pro because pros don't try with their arm. Let's say you are restricting your rotation, you're gonna get that stretch, but if you start pulling with your arm, you're gonna completely eliminate that stretch just too quickly. Not to mention you're gonna get zero leverage, power, and help with your back leg to turn your hips rotationally. The video data is extremely clear on this. Almost all the pros rotate their back leg, drive their back leg. This is a full body rotation. So if you're asking yourself, well, what about arm collapse? Learn to rotate first. That's 93% of your body. You want to do the right thing with that. I've seen a lot of people gain 100 feet while maintaining their arm collapse because they learn to rotate and brace first. Fix the arm collapse later, and once you fix it, you won't notice much distance gained, but you will get better control, better nose angle. We don't want to collapse the arm. It's extremely overrated though. So I got the stretch, I got the stretch, I got the stretch because I'm rotating.
We'll start with Gannon here. All these clips are from Anthem Disc Golf. I'm going to leave a link to their Instagram and YouTube. Go give them a follow. Shout out to them for getting all this good footage. Back is not stretched. That back is going to be stretching while it gets to full extension. Just focus right on that area. Now we got a nice stretch. Now he's going to rotate the whole time, just how we talked about. Keeping that stretch. You can see that off arm going in, still stretched. That's the whole point of rotation. We're stretched now. And that thing's going to sling out at that point. AB stretched. Every frame rotational from here on out. This is definitely super slow-mo. Yeah, look at that. Look at how stretched that back is. You can't do that without the rotation. Boom, then it slings out. Here's Paul and AB. They actually do the same thing. Paul just uses his off arm differently, but they're getting the same exact stretch through the back. Common disc golf coaches think they're doing something different, but it's actually a lot more similar than you would think. Yep. Both rotating the same.
Now, if you do start slinging the disc effortlessly and your arm is collapsing, it's because you're not bending your elbow away from your body. So when you get to full extension, you want to bend the elbow, bend the arm, keep it up away from the body so that you create that pocket, but you don't have to strenuously pull with the shoulder, trying as hard as you possibly can to hopefully get some more distance. You're going to be able to keep that pocket look and get a nice clean release with those clean arm mechanics that you crave. Now, one thing to help with rotation is I wouldn't actively rotate your shoulders. Your shoulders will rotate properly if you actively rotate your core and your back leg, which is connected to your hips. Your back leg drives this hip. Your obliques rotating will also drive your hips. That's how you get rotation. With core and leg rotation, you're actually pulling your arm with your body, so your shoulders will not get in the way at that point. If you turn your shoulders, you will hit yourself. I wouldn't do that. But ultimately, the slingshot effect is very obvious. It's the effortless arm where you're like, how did that person do that? Until you have that, you know that you aren't slinging the disc. Now, if you're struggling with arm collapse, I have another video on that that goes into detail on what to do with your arm. Click the link in the description to check that video out.